The Holy Quran teaches, "And women shall have rights similar to the rights against them according to what is equitable." The beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "The best among you are those who treat their women with excellence." The Prophet of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, also declared, "I advise you regarding the women, so accept my advice." The beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said also, "A believing man should not hold hatred toward a believing woman. If he dislikes one of her habits, he will surely find other qualities in her that he appreciates." This teaches us that every woman has both strengths and weaknesses. A man should not focus only on what he dislikes. He should recognize, honor, and appreciate her good qualities. There are sacred obligations that men owe to women. These responsibilities must be honored with sincerity, compassion, and dignity. A husband is entrusted with the duty of providing for the sustenance of his wife. She must receive adequate food, a comfortable home, suitable clothing, and the necessities of life. He should reflect deeply on the reality that this woman has left her parents, her siblings, her relatives, and the comfort of her familiar surroundings. She has joined him to share the journey of life. It is his moral and spiritual duty to care for her needs, her comfort, and her well-being. Neglecting this responsibility is a serious wrongdoing. A husband who fails to provide for his wife deprives one of Allah's creatures of her rightful due. Such a person will be held accountable in the court of Allah. The Holy Quran declares, "Men are the protectors and maintainers of women, because Allah has given one more strength than the other, and because they support them from their means." A husband must also fulfill the physical and emotional needs of his wife. The Shara does not prescribe a fixed limit, but it requires that her minimum intimate needs are met, so that she does not fall into sin by seeking comfort elsewhere. Some men neglect the conjugal rights of their wives. Such behavior is sinful and will be judged severely in the court of Allah. Allah has granted women the right to intimacy with their husbands. This right must be honored. The importance of this right is illustrated in the example of Amir al-Mu'minin, Sayyidina Umar al-Faruq, may Allah be pleased with him. During one of his nightly inspection rounds in Medina, he heard an elderly woman reciting sorrowful verses. He learned that her husband had been away for a long time in jihad, and she was longing for him. Moved by her pain, the caliph issued a decree: no married man should be away from his wife for more than 4 months. This example shows the wisdom, compassion, and balance of Islamic teachings. A husband must provide, protect, comfort, and honor his wife, not only in material matters, but also in emotional and spiritual companionship. These obligations are acts of worship. They are reflections of mercy. They are pathways to harmony within the home. The husband should not level charges of corrupt practices against his wife without going into the depth of the matter. The relationship between a husband and a wife is based purely on mutual understanding. They must trust each other. Any baseless suspicion against each other would mar the relations of the husband and wife. The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says, "One Bedouin came to the court of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and said, 'O Allah's Apostle, peace and blessings be upon him, my wife has delivered a child who is dark-complexioned and does not resemble me. I am sure it is not my child.' The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, asked, 'Do you have some camels?' He said, 'Yes, I have many camels.' The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, asked, 'What is the color of those camels?' He said, 'They are brown.' The Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings be upon him, asked, 'Are there some gray camels among them?' He said, 'Yes, a few of them are gray.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, asked, 'Tell me how those brown camels gave birth to these gray camels?' He said, 'Some camel among the ancestors of my brown camels would have been of gray color, and these gray camels might have taken their origin from that particular camel.' The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, 'Similarly, it is possible that anyone among your ancestors would have been of black complexion and your child might have inherited his genetic influence.' If the husband faces some trouble because of the misbehavior of his wife, he should try to avoid her and keep patience. Woman's arrogance and foolishness is a natural phenomenon. The glorious Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings be upon, has said, "Woman has been created from the bent rib of Prophet Adam." If somebody tries to make the bent bone straight, it will break instead of becoming straight. Similarly, if someone tries to set his wife right, there will be more chance of separation instead of improvement in her nature. The husband should not behave as a miser in meeting the materialistic requirements of his wife, nor should he go for extravagance in her maintenance. He should define his expenditure as per his capacity. Why? The husband should not confine his wife to the four walls of his house. She should be taken to her parents and relatives from time to time, provided these visits do not bring any trouble to the peace of his house. Short conclusion. In marriage, harmony arises from balance and responsibility. A husband should neither be miserly nor extravagant in providing for his wife, but act with wisdom and moderation according to his means. True care and respect are not measured by wealth, but by sincerity and compassion. Together they form the foundation of a blessed home.